He's on a roll. He's doing the same thing, but we've talked about it. He's not missing some balls. He's been fouling off. Now he's starting to hit them. But he's taking a good, healthy swing. Yeah.
You find it amazing, John, that Pilar just doesn't seem to be cooling off at all. I mean, he's just taking that leadoff spot and run with it.
Yeah, Buff, it's for real, and it goes back to, like we've talked many times about, his approach. He's not swinging out of the zone. He's getting strikes to hit, and that's a big part of success. Because a lot of times in this game you can get yourself out. He came up as a guy that he was up there wailing. And I think part of that is in the minor leagues. He'd hit almost anything thrown up there, and he'd get a lot of hits out of that. And so that was kind of his mentality. But I think the breaking balls are better up here. Guys a little more. Everything's a little more refined, and they could exploit it. And now he's doing what he has to do. Yeah, great job. And really, a lot of guys are playing really well right now. You look at Carrera. Zeke's on his roll that, we've seen him do that many times. And really, everybody's pitching in, down throughout that lineup.
That one he just couldn't get to, that double. You almost expect them to catch all of those. The one.
Kevin in center field. Yeah, you really do. It's probably unfair, but you do, and that good outfitters can make a huge difference. I mean, you look at Dyson. Today, Dyce is as good as anybody out there, and he, I got to know him in Kansas City, and the ground that he can cover. It was really his show early in the game. He kept us off the board. Otherwise, we might have built a little lead early. So yeah, those guys are invaluable, and sometimes it gets overlooked, but. You can't win without a good center fielder.
Hi, John. You've won 4 straight, but you're missing some of the biggest names from your lineup. Who's really impressed you coming off the bench and stepping up?
Well, they're all doing their part. I mean, you just go top to bottom. Zeke and Pierce have been kind of they've been. One guy one day, the other guy the next day, and they're both starting to hit now. Even guys like Coughlin and Barney. Barney's throwing in some big hits. Cog's done some good things for us. And look at Ryan Goins. You can't say enough about what he's doing. So, and Melee behind the plate. He's not getting any hits, but he's done a tremendous job. I think the last 2 guys, a couple guys have stolen him in big situations. He's thrown them out. So, yeah, the guys are just kind of feeding off each other, but they're all pitching in one way or the other.
Gibby, did you feel a little snake bitten in the early innings? I think of Barney especially. It seemed like you guys really squared some balls up and didn't get hits out of them. Yeah,
and like I said a minute ago, it was, Dyson. We hit some gaps and he ran them down. But Dice, you go back to the couple years Kansas City's winning the World Series or been in the World Series. He was a bench player for them, but he probably helped them win as many games as anybody because in tie game or down a run, he'd get on base, a pinch run, steal second, and a lot of times steal third and tie the game or win the game. We saw that many times. So, but yeah, he was a difference maker to keeping us off the board early. Not on Stroman? Nobody? Very good, very good. Yeah, Stroman, until you look back, against his team and then his last start against Cleveland, 2 of arguably the best lineups in the American League. These guys are missing Cano, but it's still as good as lineup as we face. And he's both basically handcuffed both of them, or kept them to minimal runs, so that's not easy, it takes its toll, but he's done a tremendous job.
Travis in the 8th inning, is that a set play where you're trying to force the throw to second base, or is that something that just kind of naturally develops?
No, you've never seen that before? Double steal? That's wrong, because I haven't seen it against us. I pay attention sometimes. Yeah.